Hello, everyone. Um, I'm going to make a quick video here about the veil and the meaning of the veil and how there is a cosmic ceiling of forgetfulness. But first, I want to address a few things. I want you all to know that my English is my second language. Ime Elinas Kemilao Elinika Polikala, almost Ikardia Muine Elinas. So, I am fluent in Greek. I also speak Brazilian. I also speak some Creole or French. When I speak, I'm not speaking to disturb anyone. I'm just expressing myself, and I am who I am, and I have enough courage to go on front of the camera. Now, for you people that take the time and energy to make fun of somebody like myself, it's great. It's okay. There is repercussions as far as your comic go. So, in a way, it's a good thing. In a way, it's a bad thing. So there is a repercussion for making fun of other people. I just wanted to share that with you all because English is my second language and I am not perfectly fluent with it. So I find it hard to come with words a lot of times. But the courage is there to make a video and sit here in front of complete strangers and talk my mind. That's all that should be observed. And if you disagree, I'd be happy to talk and discuss it with you. Okay? Now, let's go on to the veil. What does that mean? And I called it by the way, I have a sheet of like little notes I wrote over here so I don't forget things. I called it like a cosmic forgetfulness. We are here in this world, and there's no coincidence that your body is made up of about 70% water. Guess what? The earth is also made up of 70% water. The atmosphere has water in it. When you were born, your brain is about 95% water. And when you start and begin a new journey, your brain is about 65% water or less. So water is the key aspect, and water has huge significance in our universe. Now combine water and electromagnetism. Bingo. You have a recipe for fractals. And these fractals converge upon the plane where you exist on to create a consciousness. And this consciousness is based on your soul. It's based on the experiences you've had and the matrix, if you want to call it that, a much greater purpose that we all serve. Each individual serves a purpose of their own as they proceed. The veil is there to keep a check on the plane that you exist on. There are planes where the veil is non-existent, but you have existed for a very long period of time and have experienced many different things. Excuse me, I feel like I have like an itch here and there. I don't know. But the veil is what a lot of like people experience. Earth being an electromagnetic plane of existence, and gravity, I'm not going to go into that, but gravity is another story. It really does not exist. It's an electromagnetic force keeping everything together. Now, what happens when you have layers and layers and layers and layers of atmosphere? Those layers absorb the electromagnetism and create a firmament, for the so to speak, as above, so below. And these firmaments are there to shield out and create the plane that you exist in. So it goes from the core of the planet all the way out, way past the ionosphere. And what is happening is when you are a young child and your brain is about 98% water, you are in complete awareness of the magnetic spectrum. Not that you can identify what it is, but you have a complete gathering from outside source. In other words, outside of our atmosphere, outside of our solar system. You remember things, you see things, you feel things, you hear things, smell things. So your senses are in full go mode. As you get older, and say you hit teenage years around 14, 15 years old, the pineal gland, because of where we are here in America, is pretty much destroyed. The pineal gland outside of America still has an opportunity to function, and function rather well, because the water is not fluoridated, the diet is not so high in animal fats, and there is some sort of element with nature. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because most people are condensing to the populated areas, and cement is not a good thing. Anyways, I'm digressing. When you are a child, you are in full connection. As you get older, that full connection begins to dissipate. And once you reach, I want to say, your second cycle or your third cycle, 21 years old, then you start to question, you start to seek, you start to look for answers to things that have some sort of spiritual meaning to you. And that's when people really turn to religion, really turn to some sort of yogi practice. Nevertheless, these things are natural as beings because we want to fulfill who we are and what we are in our soul spot, in our soul origin. We have to have a certain amount of energy that is built in to ourselves in order to look for this. Well, here in the Western world, what happens is people do not care. Music is more important, fashion is more important, alcohol is more important, partying is more important, playing with my game, I don't even know what that stuff is, but Xbox, I think it is. That stuff takes priority over looking inward and really discussing the deep meaning questions that you might have. So you look for a fix. You find the easiest way and you go and you find somebody to say, God bless you, everything's going to be okay. I just swore, forgive me. Bless is a very bad word. Anyways, when you go and find these things, who are you going to turn to? I mean, there is so many like new age stuff out there, Palladian this, Palladian that, Arcturian this. It's like if you look at YouTube, which way are you going to turn? Which way are you going to go and look to find the truth, seek the truth? There's just so many different outlets of people coming through today. And I'm very happy that the starseeds and indigos are actually existing in a very positive manner on this planet today. And nothing makes me happier than that. But there is so much nonsense and so much non-wisdom that goes into this that people do not know where to turn. And what got me going today was somebody who was very strict, very rigid, very straightforward. Science is the God, and there is no God, they're an atheist, and so forth. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they started asking me about fractals and sacred geometry and all these different things that they had no interest in before. And I remember saying and speaking to one of my classes that, the veil will begin to lift as soon as we've come through the blood blue moon, passed quite recently. And what I meant by that is vibration itself is becoming very, very, very structured and bringing in the feminine energy. Yes. And that energy is going to nurture us completely in a way to express ourselves, to seek for genuine answers in these questions that we have that we just don't have a meaning for, don't have an answer to, I should say. See, now I'm all self-conscious the way I talk. Oh well. So the veil lifting means that we are starting to begin to remember. We begin to remember our greatness. We begin to remember our awesomeness. We begin to remember how we are eternal forever. And the indigos and the star seeds that are on this planet right now know this. They've experienced this through very different various forms. And from the day they were born, they knew they were different. I began by near-death experience at 6 years old. But people will be awakening and people will be having questions. And the way I see it is you want to let people live their life to their own path. You don't want to interfere. You don't want to manipulate or try to take advantage of them in any way, form, or shape. You want to let people walk their path, but knowledge is power. Okay? And if you can't give somebody the power to actually look into a legitimate answer for their question, then you're not really doing them a service. And as the veil falls, you'll see a higher rate of like UFOs. All of a sudden, there's UFOs everywhere. Everywhere you look, everybody's talking about UFOs. Everybody's talking about ghosts. Everybody's talking about paranormal activity. Everybody's talking about orbs. Orbs are everywhere, completely saturating our vision. So these things are part of a natural order of cycle that comes through our planet as we travel around our galaxy. And the place where we're heading to right now, there will be more and more cosmic rays coming through. If you want to look at, I believe it's Suspicious Observers, they have, it's on YouTube, he has explanations how the magnetic poles are flipping and how cosmic rays are going to affect us from our health to our DNA. It's true. Your DNA will be greatly affected just from those cosmic rays. I mean, they're passing through our solar system and hitting the Earth, and we're on the Earth, so we're going to be affected. Now, one of the things they do not say, and this is a hidden aspect, yes, if you're on a meat diet, if you're on a high-fat, high-sugar, high whatever diet, you're going to go through changes, and it's going to be pretty dramatic as far as having bad health. If you're plant-based, that's me, thank you very much. If you're plant-based, you are going to have a minimized risk for those health effects of the higher cosmic rays, because as our atmosphere shrinks, that veil follows, and that veil is a part of the electromagnetic frequency that we're experiencing on this planet. And as that atmosphere shrinks, because our sun is not firing as much as it was for hundreds and hundreds of years, but as our atmosphere shrinks, then we will be experiencing higher vibrations, allowing us to interact with that cosmic energy that is us. That is our matrix, that is our soul. And there will be identity crisis in many people. People will need to find a purpose or a new purpose. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just look inside for the answers. That's all I'm saying. Find a meditation practice that works for you and make it work and use it for an internal journey, not an external journey, because you're not going to find the answers that you're seeking for from somebody else. You're going to find them within yourself. And begin a meditative practice. That is just one key to unlocking yourself. And your diet is another one. Your diet is a huge aspect of who you are. If you're going to be participating in Murder Inc., then you are not going to benefit much from the higher energies that are coming in because you are basically participating in murder. And I'll say it over and over and over and over and over again. Honesty. Honesty is the biggest key to anyone's life. If you cannot be honest with yourself, how can you be honest with other people? So you have to be honest and look inward for your own truths and say, no, this is not good for me, or yes, this is good for me. So honesty, huge key. Diet, huge key. Meditation, huge key. There's more keys. And these keys take time to learn. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing is instant. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work that goes into becoming yourself. And there's nothing wrong if you want to stay, in Hollywood and listen to your music and you watch your Emmy Awards or whatever they're called, Grammy Awards. I don't know what they're called. But if you want to do that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay? But if you are seeking, and there is ways that you can go and find out those truths and do lots of research and find out those answers that you're seeking, it just takes time. So as the veil is lifting and as the veil is cracking, you will see many people questioning themselves, looking around and saying, what the hell's going on? Why am I existing in this paradigm at this time? Why is there a government that is doing all this nonsense? Why am I eating this garbage? So something will come along and you do question it, you do question yourself. By all means, take another step. Look and see how you can benefit from this higher energies. The veil is falling. And for those of you who are sensitive and you know who I'm talking about, and you do have experiences with seeing orbs or seeing paranormal activity, that rate will increase and that rate will become a second language for you. So learn to communicate with the other side, because that other side will be in fact knocking on your door. That's all I had to say. And if there's any questions, again, I'd be happy to answer them. And if you have any questions that you want me to make a video on, please private message me. My email is on the section about me on my channel. I'll be happy to answer any and all questions. Thank you for watching, and peace.